You're about to start a barbecue, but you notice that your neighbour's washing is still on the line. Wouldn't bother Jeremy Clarkson, would it? Do you, A, go ahead and strike the match? They'll soon notice the smoke. B, nip round and let them know you're about to light your barbecue. C, wait until they've taken their washing in.
Personally, I mean, I've got good neighbours, so I'd nip round and let them know, really. That's just me being a good bloke.
No, I would do exactly the same. I don't think you'd sort of wait in your garden until they took the washing in. They might leave it in overnight, so... No, I reckon it's got to be B, isn't it? Everyone would do that, wouldn't they? Except John McCurrick and Vanessa Phelps.
So you're about to start a barbecue, but your neighbour's washing's on the line. What do our stars do next?
I think communication is the key to everything. I would go around and say, I'm about to start a barbecue. Take your knickers off the line. The answer is B.
C.
As my neighbours are fantastic and they would never do that to me, I would always nip round and ask if it was OK to light my barbecue. So option B.
Oh, and there's John McCurrick. You think you know, don't you?
I do. I think he'd just strike the match, because I can't imagine that he gets on with his neighbours. Can you?
Let's see if you're right.
Common decency tells you don't want all the smoke over someone else's clothes. You go and tell them. B.
Why does it have to be so nice on that one?
Could you be? Anyway, last question this round. It's worth a point, and it's for you, Jenny. Here's a 1962 clip of the worst train commute in the entire world. Either that, or the biggest game of sardines in history.
From 7:30 until 9:15, trains pull out of this station every 2 minutes. And by every door, they have 2 railwaymen who might be called passenger packers. Their only job is to shove the people in. And often 2 isn't enough. So tightly are the people crammed into the Japanese trains at rush hour that in the wintertime, when people are wearing their overcoats, the capacity of the trains goes down by 20%. There are even reports that special slippery suits have been made for commuters. We didn't see any. But there are button boxes on the platforms for the buttons swept up after the crush, and sandals are provided for those who've lost their shoes on the way.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? The button boxes and the sandal boxes.
Oh, I fancy one of those slippery suits, though.
Yeah. You recognise someone from your street asleep on the train when you get up for your stop. Do you A, leave them sleeping, you don't want to disturb them, B, accidentally, on purpose, wake them as you passed, C, wake them and ask if this is their stop too? What would our stars on screen do?
I have slept on a train past my stop and it's so irritating, so I would definitely wake someone up and tell them that it was time to get off. It's C.
I'd wake them up. I'd say, look, we've arrived. Come on, get off the train. Option C.
Ah, so pick between B and C. I'll take B.
So, Jenny, it's Blue Peter presenter Connie Huck. What would she do?
Well, she's a nice girl, isn't she?
Yes.
She's from Blue Peter.
Exactly.
Give a good example to all the children out there. So, of course, you'd wake up your neighbour and say, you've got to get up, it's our stop. Yeah.
Let's see if you're right.
I'd probably accidentally wake them as I go past, sort of brush past them so that they wake up, because I'd feel too embarrassed to wake up a sleeping neighbour. So that's B.
Thanks very much indeed.
So where are we? That leaves Aled and Perry with not very much at all, but Simon and Jenny, you still got one. Don't forget, you can play along at home. Just keep track of your answers to today's questions, and then at the end of the show, I'll reveal how thoughtful you are. Isn't that nice of us? Let's crack straight on with round 2 and catch up with the great British public. The barbers, the veterinary nurses, the mechanics, and the waiters. There's a point on offer for each question, and to earn your points in this round, you'll have to predict how thoughtful the British public are. So, Simon's team, you're up first. Take a look at this classic clip.
I don't quite understand this. Where is the post office?
It's there, where it says post office. I'm sorry if it's confusing.
Oh, yeah. P off. Yeah, you've used the abbreviation.
The penny's dropped.
Yeah, well, I thought it said Buff.
Of course.
Yes, and I thought that Boff was a locale, you see, a name of a district, you see. That P looks like a B.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. A little loop on the bottom of it.
That was a P and a B. There, does it say Boff or does it say Poff?
Hello.
There, it's a P, isn't it?
I suppose so.
P off.
I beg your pardon?
P off. P off. Who ever heard about post office? 9?
What?
Room 9.
Room 7.
Manuel, would you take these cases to room 7, please?
Okay.
He thinks Boff is a locale.
He thinks what?
You know, some zone, some province in equatorial Turkey.
He's just not right.
You see someone in the street with a map in their hand, looking lost. Do you, A, keep your head down when you pass, you don't want to catch their eye? B, ask them if they're lost and see if they need help in finding somewhere? C, escort them to their destination personally? Right, Simon's team, let's fire up the random selector. It's our veterinary nurses, so what did they say?
I think they...
They're used to dealing with dumb animals, aren't they?
I'd hope that they'd escort them to the destination.
Do you think?
I'd hope that, but I don't think they will, and I think they'd put their heads down and pass.
I think the same, you see, but I'm just being sexist, but now you said it's not sexist at all, eh?
You think they wouldn't help them at all? OK, let's see if they really are that mean.
I would ask them.
I would,
yeah.
and just hope that they say, oh no, I'm fine. I wouldn't know the way to say. Get them lost.
Go for B.
Of course they'd go for B.
That's what they wanted
They'd
to
ask if they needed
believe.
help. Of course they would. Right, Aled and Perry, your turn now. There's a point on offer again. To illustrate your clip, here's a great news story from 2007 about the guy who received an even bigger treat on his 100th birthday than a telegram from the Queen.
When you hit 100 years, you're entitled to take a bow. But this savvy centenarian took the bookies too, for 25 grand, after backing himself as a non-dead cert.
And we phoned up William Hill and asked what odds they would give. And they said 250 to 1 with a maximum of £100. So, well, why not? It's a bet you can't lose. Because if you don't make it to 100, you're not worried, are you?